know, but I would have thought balanced diet is the way to go, not listening to an influencer on YouTube. Freya, you look dubious.
I don't know. Look, this is not medical advice, but what I will say is that there is huge mistrust in the established medical industry.
Yes.
A lot of what we've been taught about diets is actually false. The whole food pyramid where carbs is your biggest food group, it should actually be inverted. It should be meat and you should have carbs, and sugar should be the smallest part of your diet. So I think a lot of people feel as though they've been lied to by the food industry, especially in America. The amount of processed food that is in the average diet is just abominable. So I, to be honest, think probably having clean meat is actually better than half the stuff you'd pick up at the grocery stores in the US.
Do you reckon they're pushing from one extreme to the other, though? That's always the way these things go, right?
I think any diet or any new fad that says, oh, it's so simple, all you have to do is this, is instantly dodgy. It's instantly something. Obviously, if anything was perfect...
In Victoria, we'd be labelled a cult.
If Victoria would be labelled a cult, and wouldn't be able to do it to 5-year-old children. But firstly, I like this just because it pisses off vegans. So that in itself makes me very happy.
True.
Everything else is total bunkum. It is so crazy. It is straight out of the Pete Evans playbook. It is, you know, I mean, having had 3 kids myself, or you know, someone else did, my wife or whatever, but I watched her, and you know, well, sometimes, you know, I got a bit bored and just went off and watched television, but you know, like I was aware, generally speaking, of what she was doing. But no, all the advice is, you know, you're just on your liquids and your breast milk, or if you can't do that, your formula or whatever, and then you have your mushy stuff, and meat doesn't come till way later. And I can tell you, there's a very good reason for that, and that is because when it comes out again, it ain't pretty. So you want to put that off for as long as possible. The window between them eating meat and them being toilet trained, you want to be this big. But it's just so exciting to think that finally the backlash against veganism is on, because I think the number of people who are, you know, what do we say, self-identify as vegans, the number of vegans is on the decline. And there's even been our boss, our fearless leader, Mark Calvert, revealed to us as part of his tireless research into this matter that a celebrated all-vegan restaurant in New York, which sounds like an Uber wankfest of just astronomical proportions, has now announced that it will be reintroducing meat and fish to the menu 4 years after it removed them. This is the Manhattan 3 Michelin star restaurant, 11 Madison Park, which I guarantee you I would not touch with a barge pole. But it's obviously decided, everyone's vegan now, let's go with it and make a big deal about how vegan we are, and we're so progressive and we're so all about the planet and everything. And now that everyone's sort of going off vegan, they go, oh, no, actually now it's about customer choice. So you're a bunch of absolute wankers either way, but it is just good to see that all this veganism, all these people who suddenly thought this was the only way to save the planet, because that was the big thing. We have to eat bugs to save planet Earth, not just to save the cows, but to save the whole shebang. Now they decided, yeah, actually I'm a bit bored with that. Can't really bother. Yeah. So maybe the Earth dies, but, still wouldn't mind a tomahawk steak. So, tells you everything you need to know about the selfless nature of progressive.
Correct. Well, the whole vegan market in the UK has halved in around a year. So that just tells you vegan is out. Carnivore, even for babies, is apparently in.